Hello and welcome back to Between the Oaks, where we bring you interviews with some of the most important and interesting people at Elon University. And today I'm adding to that, not only is she one of the most important and interesting people, but she's one of the most energetic people you'll meet at Elon.
Thanks, Will.
Yeah, this is Ashley Pinney, the Director of Regional Learning Centers here at Elon. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Will. So fun to be here today.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into what exactly that means, because people are probably may not know what a regional learning center is, but this is your second stint at Elon, correct? So,
yes.
Same as me. Like we both worked here.
Yep.
What was that? 10, 12 years ago. And
2011
then
started.
Left and came back. So you went to most recently the University of Richmond.
Yes, in Richmond, Virginia. Yep.
So tell us about your new role. Like what brought you back to Elon?
Yes. Hi everyone, Ashley Pinney. I'm so happy to be with you and speaking with you today about the regional centers. I worked from Elon from 2011 to 2018, worked in career services in the Student Professional Development Center, absolutely loved it, thought it was a great job with great staff. Had family in Virginia, so moved back in 2018 and worked at University of Richmond. Loved that job, wasn't even looking for a new opportunity. And then Brooke Buffington, she called and it's like, we have this potential job and I'm working with Jeff Stein, and if you're interested, and long story short, I'm here and wasn't even expecting to be back, but I really did love Elon so much and enjoyed my time here. And this job was so attractive, it was so different. Yep. And nothing like I'd seen before. And I love this idea of increasing the visibility of Elon nationwide and helping to build that brand. And we've had, and we'll discuss this in a minute more, but we've had undergraduates taking classes in New York City and Los Angeles for 15 years. So we're still doing undergraduate courses and curriculum, but expanding that and serving other constituents as well.
So regional learning centers, big, broad, kind of 30,000 foot view. What is a regional learning center, and where does Elon have regional learning centers, and what's going on with those?
Yeah, and so our regional centers right now, Charlotte, Los Angeles, New York, and DC. And Charlotte's our brand new one, so we're building Charlotte. Yep. LA, strengthening LA. We've had a really great 15 years there. Again, students taking classes, alumni events, and then New York City and DC really trying to revision those and having a new strategy of what we see for those centers. So essentially think of mini campuses, Will. So everything we do at Elon, everything you could get here service-wise, you could get in these centers. So there'll be undergraduate courses as well as graduate courses. We're going to continue to welcome to the city events, even for Elons, but more programming for parents, for prospective students, information sessions for admissions, hopefully having more on-site staff and faculty in these centers. So you could take a class in Burlington or take a class in Charlotte. And to me, Burlington offers a lot in North Carolina, but Central North Carolina, but we try to think, well, what else can students get in these other spaces that they can't get here? So for example, in Charlotte, we have 12 students taking sport management classes, some sport management majors, minors, but also other majors. And they're going to weekly excursions, NASCAR Hall of Fame, watching the Checkers, watching the Knights, watching the SC Football Club, going to the Panthers, the Hornets, touring stadiums, and meeting alums and parents in these spaces, and a lot of students are students of event management. You just can't do that locally here. So to have an opportunity like Charlotte, and also our entertainment students are out in Los Angeles, getting, being taught by professionals and practitioners in the entertainment industry. So just this great education they're already getting from Elon, but more depth in the specific cities. Yeah.
So what's the history? How did this whole thing get started? Was LA the first one?
LA was the first one. Yes, 2008. Okay. Jay McMurdy was a faculty member here, and he had this vision to take again, what we're doing here, this great opportunity at Elon, and then bringing it out to Los Angeles. And that's in these Study USA programs. And just a shout out to Mark Kurt, Nick Gozick, Monica Scoville, and Skylar Smith. The team over in the GC is doing great work. I mean, it's a big undertaking because it's not just students taking classes, right? They're interning, they're doing excursions, they're doing events, they're going to wisdom sessions, which are networking events so they can meet alumni. They're going to the beach or dinners or the sports things we've talked about. So there's just so much depth to the programs. But yes, we've 15 years, we've had a presence in these spaces. And then, for example, LA has mostly been communications students for PR, cinematography, and television arts. And then we're thinking, and why this regional center format got formalized was, how can we invite more majors and have more students, business, arts and sciences, maybe graduate students in these spaces, give everyone an opportunity to be there and make it more accessible for all students.
Yeah, and some of these programs are during the school year, some are in the summer, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of a little bit of everything kind of fit in the student schedule. Is that
great
the idea?
point?
Yeah.
And even some are going to be using our spaces for spring break and winter break. So there's a Sundance class, and they're going out to Colorado. But before Utah, not Colorado.
Right.
Oh my gosh, my geography. They're going out first to Los Angeles to stay in those housing for 2 weeks, and then head to Utah for the festival.
Wow.
So got this kind of combination of CLA for a couple weeks, take a course, and then go and do Sundance. So just trying to think, how can we use these spaces year round? So great point, bringing that piece up.
So I know you can't speak specifically about it necessarily, but what's kind of the vision for the future? Like, I mean, you mentioned 4 cities.
Yeah.
Is there plans to increase those or to increase in numbers, or to make those better, like more students at those places? Like, what's the big picture?
That's great. It's always good to think about your goals when you start off, and what is the vision for these areas. Firstly, I'd like to see all these places fully staffed with on-site professionals. So I think it's good to have these ideas here on the main campus, but then to put specific people, and then we're envisioning something like a director, assistant director in each city, where assistant director is doing some student life work, helping with programming, and the director really knows the city, knows the students and the classes, working with the alums and creating that strategy for that city. Right now, it's those 4 areas that we are supporting, but I've had people come up to me about, hey, have you thought about Boston? Have you thought about Chicago? Have you thought about Dallas is growing a lot? We've had more southern cities. We love ideas. So when faculty come to us, we're never going to be like, ooh, like why would we go there?
Right.
We're like, well, tell us what your thought is, because faculty, they know their curriculum, they know the courses, and they know what the students need to graduate. So we're happy to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So again, our audience is primarily parents. So if they get excited about this, or if they're like, hey, that sounds like something really cool for my student to do, what should they, what are the steps to get involved in one of these?
Yes, so Elon, as you might be aware, has a thing called ELRs, Experiential Learning Requirements. And so having an internship and also study abroad counts as an ELR. And students here are required to do 2 out of the 5 options. So if you think, hey, my student could really use some professionalism, professional development, to have an internship in LA or New York, you can do that. The student can do that on their own and working with the Student Professional Development Center, or do it part of a Study USA program. And Study USA offers housing, support with the internship through the SPD, Student Professional Development Center, SPDC, the excursions and the programs, and just having a student life person on staff there. So it's a little bit more, students can do it independently, but it's more of a package and support system if they do it through Study USA. So if you're like, that might be something my student's interested in, check out the Study USA website. There'll be a regional center website as well that's going live. And actually is live.
Right.
So you can check that out, and there'll be a link to the Study USA as well. And if you think you work at a great organization, a great company, and you say, we love Elon interns, please contact me, and I can put you in touch with Brooke Buffington and our Student Professional Development Center to make those connections. We're always looking for quality internship sites and just great experiences for students.
Sure, awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some folks out there who live in those cities who are like, how can we help for sure? So
be great.
All right, so you're not here full-time, on campus full-time. I'm sure there's a lot of traveling going on.
Yeah. I say I have 4 offices.
Right.
So I'm be here, Charlotte, LA, New York, and beyond, wherever that is next.
So when you were gone and while you're traveling, what do you miss about Elon itself? Because obviously you had to miss something to come back to work here. What was it about Elon as a university and from your first experience here that kind of drew you back?
Absolutely. So the people, hands down, the other staff, faculty, and the students, they're excited, they're passionate, and they're really visionary. I love that Elon sort of has that improv model of yes, and. Yes, we're doing this, and what about this? Like these regional centers. Okay, you're in these 4 cities, but have you thought about?
Right.
I just love that there's always this forward thinking. I never want to work at a place where people say, well, historically, we haven't done that, or we tried that before and it didn't work out. I want to refresh, rethink, and then recalibrate and try new things out, and then have other, President Book's amazing, and she's taking a chance on me and on this about these centers. So I really appreciate that. And I want to make sure that we are really making these robust and full of activity as we can. But that to me, those two pieces of great people and then just this vision coming from the top, but also at all levels here. Yeah.
All right, so I like to close off every time with some recommendations for parents when they're visiting. So when parents are visiting here and their kid says, I want to go off campus to eat, where should they go?
Oh my gosh, on the spot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where do I always go?
Because you're not, when you're traveling here, you have to make that choice, right?
That's true. I like Red Bull a lot. I love their Asian fusion options. That's probably my number one. Hershey's barbecue is always good too. It's it's so close.
It's a Southern tradition, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So if you're running around, that's a really good option.
Awesome. Very good. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for being here. And if parents need to get in touch with you, what's the best way to go to the website?
You can go to the website or send me an email. I'm just at Pinney, which is Pinney at elon.edu. Or if you Google Ashley Pinney, my name and email will pop up. Awesome. Or find me on LinkedIn. I'm always on LinkedIn.
There you go. Very good. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for watching, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.